Everyone assumed the tiny dog was just being nosy. She was the only one who noticed anything was wrong. Margaretha Solberg had owned Biscotti, a 4-pound Pomeranian, for 9 years before her grandson Otis was born. Margaretha had spent 3 decades as a school nurse, trained to catch what a 5-minute pediatric visit sometimes missed. She trusted her instincts completely. But this time, she almost didn't listen to him. For the first 2 months of babysitting Otis on weekday afternoons, Biscotti kept a polite distance, same as any well-mannered small dog. Then, one ordinary Tuesday, everything changed. Biscotti planted herself beside Otis on the playmat and would not stop sniffing his right hand. Not a passing curiosity, but a fixed, repetitive nuzzling of the same 2 fingers, over and over, for nearly 10 minutes straight. Marguerite gently moved the dog aside. Biscotti returned within seconds, nose pressed to the same spot again. Her daughter-in-law, picking Otis up that evening, laughed it off. She probably just smells his lunch, she said. Marguerite almost. That detail wouldn't matter. She didn't know that yet. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. By Thursday, the sniffing had turned into something more insistent. Biscotti pawed gently at Otis's hand whenever he reached for a toy, refusing to settle anywhere else in the room, circling back to that same spot again and again. Marguerite finally looked closely at the fingers herself. Nothing visible. No rash, no swelling, no redness. But she noticed Otis had been unusually fussy that week, feeding less, sleeping in short, restless bursts instead of his usual long naps. She trusted 3 decades of pattern recognition over a 4-pound dog's insistence, until Friday morning, when Otis refused his bottle entirely and felt unusually warm to the touch. Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that did? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. At the pediatrician's office, Dr. Naomi Ferreira found a small puncture wound tucked between 2 fingers, nearly invisible, already slightly infected, likely from an insect bite days earlier that no one had caught. Cellulitis in an infant this age can move fast, she told Marguerite. Another day or 2 untreated, and we'd be talking about hospital admission. Marguerite thought about the sniffing. Not curiosity, but a nose finding an infection site before any fever registered on a thermometer. The pawing, not attention-seeking, but pointing, again and again, at the exact place that mattered. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never ask for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Otis finished his course of antibiotics within a week. That afternoon, back on the playmat, Biscotti settled beside his hand one more time, not sniffing this time, just resting her small head against it like she'd finally been allowed to relax.